Are you preparing for the CAE, Cambridge Advanced exam right now? Then I strongly recommend you to watch this video. Hi, welcome to Multilingual. I'm Karina, a certified Cambridge examiner, and in today's video, I'd like to tell you how you can master the third part of the speaking exam. If you're interested in the whole overview of the speaking part of CAE, please follow this link. There I'm explaining every step and every part of the speaking exam. If you're interested only in the third part, I'll show you today how you can accomplish this task perfectly. Let's go. First things first, part 3 of the CAE is called collaborative task. It's because you're supposed to collaborate with your speaking partner throughout this examination part. It's a two-phased task and the total time will be 3 minutes. The first 2 minutes are spent on the discussion phase and the last minute on the decision phase. In the discussion phase, you discuss a question related to 5 prompts. You can see an example here. During the decision phase of 1 minute, you answer a question given by the examiner. What is the purpose of this part of the test? First, they check your ability to engage in a discussion, and second, to progress towards an outcome while talking to another person. Is there any preparation time? No. However, that doesn't mean the moment you get the task placed in front of you, you have to start immediately. No, you'll get 15 seconds of reading time. But after 15 seconds, and when the examiner tells you so, you have to start speaking. And now, let's have a closer look at the task. So this is a typical task with a question in the middle and 5 prompts around it. I've created this task by myself, so it wasn't taken out of any CAE exam papers because we examiners are just not allowed to do so. So let's have a look at the question. How can you increase your life expectancy? First, make healthier food choices, avoid unnecessary risks, keep your body in good shape, avoid injuries, cut down on sugar and fat. First piece of advice, try to initiate the conversation first. Simply put, don't hesitate to start the conversation. Some students want to be humble and say something like, "Shall I start? Can I start? Would you like to start?" Don't waste your time by saying that. Just start straight away, okay? I would do it like this. Let's discuss the topic of longevity and how people can increase their life expectancy. We're given 5 different prompts, and I'd like to comment on the first one about making healthier food choices. I strongly feel that our diet heavily influences our health and life expectancy. You have to make sure to include more vitamins and nutrients into your daily dishes on one hand, but also reduce the amount of unhealthy food choices on the other hand. How do you feel about that? Firstly, I introduced the topic. Secondly, I chose one of the prompts. Afterwards, I expressed my opinion. I supported it with some examples. And finally, I encouraged my speaking partner to express their opinion by saying, "How do you feel about that?" Now let's see how the second candidate can reply. I do agree with you on that point, and I also think that it aligns with the final prompt. For me, reducing sugary and unhealthy fatty foods plays a crucial role in the longevity. The reason I say that is because nowadays people consume way too many ready-made fast food meals packed with sugar and fat. And imagine this, obesity has been ranked as one of the main diseases in our society. And as we all know, this causes inflammation in our bodies, and what's more, it provokes high blood sugar that leads to heart attacks, diabetes, strokes, etc. That for sure wouldn't benefit our life expectancy. What are your thoughts on this? So firstly, I agree or disagree with the speaker. I try to link my ideas to theirs. I also jump to another point to elaborate on it. Again, I express my opinion, trying to support it with some knowledge, experience, or examples I have. And finally, I engage my partner into the conversation. And now let's see what they could reply. You are absolutely right there. So we both believe that food choices predestine not only the life expectancy, but also the quality of our lives. Why would we want to live longer but in constant sickness and suffering? That reminds me of the next point on avoiding risks. Is that even possible? Obviously, you have to be careful in certain situations on a daily basis. However, it might be rather difficult if your profession has a high potential for hazards and risks. Let's say you are a firefighter or a police officer, or you work on a building site. I can support your opinion, but I also think that even catching a bad cold or getting seriously injured after a car accident might affect your life expectancy. That actually goes along with the next point about injuries. But as I've already mentioned, sometimes it's almost impossible to avoid them. On the other hand, people who play sports professionally, like football players, or even enjoy extreme sports in their free time, might fall under this category. You should keep in mind whether something you do is really worth it. I couldn't agree more. Nevertheless, I do believe that the most substantial point here is your daily lifestyle, your permanent habits, whether you smoke or not, how much alcohol you consume. Sorry for interrupting you there. Plus the amount of stress you experience. At this point, the speaking time for the discussion phase must be over. The examiner will now interrupt the students. And now you have 1 minute to decide which of these points is the easiest to accomplish. This time you have to try to negotiate with your partner and progress towards an outcome. So I'd say the easiest one to follow is the one you can take under control. You can decide what you eat and what you don't put into your body, whether it's sugar or too much alcohol. The only person you can blame is actually yourself. Exactly, and on the contrary, something like having injuries can sometimes be out of your control. For example, a car accident or any other accident connected with work. Furthermore, I also think that you can control the risks you take, especially some things concerning your daily business, whether it's being careful while driving or playing sports that might potentially harm you. But if I had to choose just one, it would definitely be either about food choices or exercising. I totally support your opinion. Not everyone might be able to exercise, but everyone is responsible for their food choices. So let's decide on this one. This has been an example situation of how you can interact with your partner, express your opinion, link your ideas, negotiate towards an outcome. Let's have a look at a number of phrases that you might want to apply to your own conversation. So if you want to express your opinion, you can say, I strongly feel that. I do believe that, personally. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on this, if you ask for somebody's opinion? I do agree with you on that point. You are absolutely right there. I can support your opinion. I couldn't agree more. I totally support your opinion. And a couple of other phrases. That reminds me of. We both believe that. The reason I say that is because, as you have already mentioned, imagine this. Sorry for interrupting you there, or sorry for cutting in. And some useful link words. On the contrary, however, nevertheless, what's more, plus, furthermore. If you want to watch another video on link words, follow this link. That's it for today. Make sure to watch this video more than once to soak up all the good vocabulary and interaction techniques I've tried to include for you. And the final piece of advice, make sure to speak enough, don't fade into the background, but also encourage the other speaker to speak more. Remember to be collaborative. It's a collaborative task. I wish you good luck with your Cambridge exam. Let me know in the comments down below whether this video has been helpful for you. and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys!